We're gonna run it without a load, see how fast we can get it spinning, which should be fun. We're gonna run it the same way that the customer had it running in their video. I can't get it to squeal.
I have the report ready.
Okay. This green thing?
Yeah.
Hello. And what was this again?
F12 Volvo, VOAC, bent axis motor.
The VOAC comes from like Volvo Agriculture. It was a company that had bought it in the 90s.
I didn't know John Deere Green.
Yeah, John Deere Green.
Yeah, but that's not John Deere Green. That's a different green.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Yeah.
Customer got it, sent it to their customer. Their customer started it up, heard a noise, panicked, pulled it off, sent it back to us. We don't know if they did any troubleshooting. Did they back it off? Did they try spinning it without the coupler to see if it was the pump making a noise or if it was their unit making a noise? Okay. Maybe this goes into a gearbox, and why they had to put a new one on there is maybe one of their bearings failed, caused this to make it. I don't know. I took it apart, looked at everything. Nothing looked damaged. It looked like it had been run because it has been run.
Yep.
No excessive wear on the port plate, no excessive wear on the barrel. Piston rings all look good. Bearings all look good. Backlash was 1.5 to 2 before I took it apart. After I cleaned it, put it back together, it was 1.5 to 175.
What's backlash?
Backlash is basically you got your timing plate and your barrel that mingle like that.
Okay.
If you have too much backlash, they hit like this, create a lot of heat. If you have not enough backlash, you'll hit that click, 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 click on it. Okay. So you want to have it set to the right spot, whereas the factory specifies, so that when it turns, you don't have that banging. And so we're gonna just fire it up.
Okay.
I got the specs to see what the maximum RPM is. We're gonna run it without a load, see how fast we can get it spinning, which should be fun.
We just listen if it makes a noise?
From what I understand, what they said is that they had it on startup. So
initial.
It should be right away. We should hear it pretty quick.
And Brandon said it sounded like a squeal noise.
Everybody likes to hear Brandon squeal, eh?
We never see these VOACs come back.
No, actually, when people tell me, hey, you know, I got a problem with it, what's the warranty policy on them? I always tell people, send it back, we'll take a look at it immediately. But just so you know, we've never had a valid warranty situation in the 10 years I've been selling this.
You build the case, everything's tight? That's normal. That was 2,000 RPM. No load.
Now, customers don't like to tell us why the thing failed or the exact circumstances. They're like, oh, well, I don't know. The motor wasn't motoring. Then we go to them and we say, well, we tested it at this RPM. We tested it at 1,500 RPM and it worked just fine. Oh, well, we're running at 2,500 RPM. Most companies would have just sent it back, but like, we're curious. That's good content too.
So basically all we're trying to do here is we're going to run it the same way that the customer had it running in their video and see if it makes the noise.
How were they running it?
They had it hanging off a crane with it just hooked up. We just got it hooked up with no load, no drive, so the shaft can freewheel. I didn't hear any squeal.
No. Do you think we're running it long enough? It was 21 seconds into the video that Brandon showed me that it started making that noise, but I only got to 10.
Oh, I can run it longer then.
Let us just count to 20.
I'll go the other way for 30 seconds too. That's like 2,300 RPM.
And last time we went up to
2,300 RPM.
oh, the same.
We don't hear the noise.
No. That's what I don't understand. What could it be on their end?
I don't know. Maybe they picked up a piece of dirt that got into something and made a squeal. And then when we took it apart to inspect it to make sure there was no damage, it got flushed out. I don't know if that's a possibility, but I can't get it to squeal. With that motor bench, we have a P7 on it, which only has 7.25 cubic inches of displacement. This is a 280 cc pump, which is like 16 cubic inches of displacement. The more flow, the more RPM. We can only get 55 gallons on that, which gave us 25. We needed like 60, 65, 70 gallons to get it up to the 32.
They want even higher RPM, I think. We mounted a pump on here, a larger pump, and it's going to try to spin this even faster. Like, I tell you, we are putting hours and hours into this one, but hey, you got to do that.
If you want to get behind Martino, he's gonna have the tack. We're gonna run it up over 3,000 RPM.
And if she can get a video of the, yep.
You can read the numbers, right? Try it the other way. No noise that direction, we're gonna switch direction. Yeah, that way we can spin the motor both ways to make sure that there ain't no gremlin or nothing in it doing something stupid.
As you can see, so that's a 7,000 PSI motor, and it's going 3,200 RPM there. So that means that the motor is capable of still working at 7,000 PSI. But you can imagine at 3,200 RPM, at 7,000 PSI, all from that little motor. I'd love to know how many kilowatts that is.
No squealing. So we've run it the same way they ran it, but we don't have noise. There's no chance that it was their pump making the noise, was it?
I think it's aeration.
Okay.
As the RPM goes up, the pump comes on stroke. You're starting to draw air in, or the oil level's too low. That will make a grinding, knocking, nasty sound.
Good luck, boys. There you go. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
You don't want to see it ever again.
The goal of troubleshooting is to take what's complex and break it down in individual pieces here. So you've isolated the problem. They need to put this back in there, and they need to, a proper troubleshooter will start looking elsewhere without tinkering this. Sometimes we go through all of this, we set the pump up, and we say, okay, this pump is guaranteed to be working, and they go back and they put it in the machine, and what do? The very first thing to do is they change something on the pump. Terrible idea. Yeah. They need to look elsewhere. Once it starts cycling through the whole system, right, the reservoir level comes down. Right. And it could come down far enough where it starts to draw in air. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then it's going to be very loud. Okay, so that was, I don't know, 6 hours of our time on this one thing. But hey, if you say the motor is bulletproof and they run into a problem, then you got to prove it. We just got these bi-hydraulic shirts in. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. Send us an email, sales@lifcohydraulics.com, with your address and size, and we're going to give a few out.